So you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Slightly ill Trakky here, but I'm still going to push forward and try and get this video out in one take before I start coughing and spluttering up my guts. Down in the comment section, are you enjoying Season 1 Regurgitated? Let me know, yes or no. I can't even say that with a straight face, I'll be honest with you guys. I knew this season was going to be a disaster, and the main reason is because of how inept, how incompetent, how out of their depth Infinity Ward are. They aren't even a speck on the original Zampella and West Infinity Ward. You know, the guys who brought you the likes of the original Modern Warfare and the original Modern Warfare 2. It just so happens they disrespected those titles and tried to utilize them in terms of profits and give us this half-ass game that they've put out. Now, I know there are people out there enjoying this game. I think they need a head testing personally, but each to their own. Everyone's allowed to do what they want in this world. But for me, the one thing that agitates me in my life more than most things is incompetence, especially when I've paid for the privilege of experiencing somebody's incompetence. And that's what a lot of you guys are probably experiencing right now. We were told that with the release of Season 1, any wins that we had up until that point in terms of Warzone would just disappear into thin air because our stats were going to get reset for the leaderboards that were going to be implemented into the game. And then we had this tweet just upon the release of Season 1 Regurgitated. Although previously announced, Warzone 2.0 combat records will not be launching with Season 1 Reloaded due to the accuracy of the data population. However, we continue to work on this feature and the implementation of leaderboards, and will provide an update when available.
Hey, there's some bullshit.
Do you want to know when that update's coming? Well, this is my guess anyway. There's nothing that's saying this concrete, but it's my guess. Season 2 in February. I don't believe in any way, shape or form these people are going to get this pushed out. And I believe that's not just because of Infinity Ward. I think Activision's behind this one as well. I don't think Activision want you guys to see any type of leaderboard in this game because they've proven this in previous games. They stopped showing the player count because they didn't want us to see that the games were regressing and less people were playing Call of Duties. And then Exclusive Ace did that video. He managed to work out approximately how many people were playing Call of Duty at a particular time. And I know they didn't like that video at all because it embarrassed them. It would embarrass them if they released leaderboards for this game now, because it would break the illusion that this game has done outstandingly well with all these trumpets and fanfare these guys have given it.
Bring on the trumpets.
They say that you shouldn't blow your own trumpet, and there's a reason for that. 1 billion in sales, fastest selling Call of Duty of all time. 3-year full development cycle, the most advanced Call of Duty of all time. The most advanced Call of Duty of all time. And then we get that announcement. And then when we are looking forward to those much needed quality of life improvements, because people like me who have paid 70 odd quid for the privilege have been subjected to crash upon crash upon crash upon crash. Oh, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Yesterday, I was watching Mr. Soldier try and stream to people on his channel. He's streaming to a good few hundred, if not a couple thousand people, and the game crashes on him to the point where he's got to contemplate rebooting his PC because the crash is that bad. That's the level of incompetence people are having to deal with here. Let's talk about what's gone on in this game. I could go through the patch notes, but we'd be here all day because I'd have to tell you what's in the patch notes, and then I'll have to go through the patch notes with a fine-tooth comb to tell you what was incorrect actually and didn't actually work. I mean, camo challenges are bugged again. We asked for more buy stations in Call of Duty Warzone, and we've actually got less buy stations. Some of them are missing in particular areas. In terms of audio, you know, there's been several complaints about audio for the time that this game has been out, to the point where people actually believe there's skill-based audio in the game now. and the audio's still broken, and in subsections of the game it doesn't work at all, and the perks are still broken in Warzone 2, and then again the game is crashing furiously like it once was previously. And then we talk about the new crown jewel, which is DMZ. They said that we've got to wait to access the secret building, which is building 21, which came in the form of a surprise tweet from Infinity Ward, because they've been radio silent, and that's the one most infuriating thing about this development team here. They just don't want to say nothing to the community, and the complaint from most people and them is going to be that the Call of Duty community is toxic. Listen, every community has their toxic people in there, whether it's football fans, basketball fans, whether it's game fans. Every section of society has some people that are always going to be toxic. You're adult enough to ignore that and take on the constructive criticism. If you see somebody giving you constructive criticism, take it. It will make you a better developer. And this ultimately bolts onto the decision making. They've recently came out and said there's certain changes that they're not going to make with the likes of Warzone 2 when it comes to the gameplay loop. One of those requests by many people in the community was the ability just to be able to run whilst putting in plates. They've allowed you to bash through doors now, which if that's what you want to call a compromise, I don't know. But for me, it's a very simple request to ask, because ultimately, if you're putting in plates, running or not, you are already vulnerable, so you're going to be at a disadvantage. Why make it so people can't get away at all as well in that situation? And these are the decisions that they stuck to with the likes of Modern Warfare 2019, and the Joe Seacott mentality seems to still be going through this game. And if that's what they believe is going to work ultimately, then fine. But when even one of your biggest fans is tweeting out tweets like this and putting votes together, and you're getting this kind of result, then I think you need to start listening to the actual community that is playing the game. Because ultimately it seems like a big ego thing from my perspective when it comes to Infinity Ward. They refuse to engage. They have their vision, and it's their vision and nobody else's. And it's a shame when you think about how many people have played this game for how many years and kind of know from experience which games they've enjoyed more because of certain implementations of certain things, and which games haven't quite worked as well. It's always been trial and error. It's always been the devs putting their creative flair on games, but ultimately it's the Call of Duty community who dictate how this game should go, really. Down in the comment section, guys, do you think that they are incapable, Infinity Ward, of making Call of Duty? Or, controversially, are they your favorite developer of all time? Don't troll me in the comment section. Please don't do it. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but a like and subscribe button. I hope they take your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.